This sense of relational identity is woven into the fabric of the entire cultural tradition in which Dante finds himself situated. The Judeo-Christian Islamic tradition of scriptural monotheism. That tradition contains a model of reality, if you will, that could be described this way. Human existence is a gift from God, and the destiny of human existence is either to accept that gift or to refuse it, to return it in gratitude or to abandon it in despair. This means fundamentally that who we are is inseparable from the involvement of the other, the divine other, human others, individuals, and society, at the very core of who we are, the very core of our identity. We're not alone. Generally, that's taken to be good news. It's certainly good news for Dante here in Canto 1 when Virgil comes and said, "You're not alone, I'm here to help." But what about when I want to be alone? What about wanting to feel that I have a say over my existence, that it's not predetermined for me by another's choice, whether that be God's choice, society's choice, my parents' choice, my spouse's choice, or anyone else's, the demands of the society I live and work in. Of course, we recognize that in all kinds of ways we're dependent on others, we need others, we want the help of others. We don't want to be isolated or left alone. But precisely there, if we let ourselves dwell for just a moment, we begin to catch sight of the underlying mysterious paradox of freedom. Just how much are you willing to depend upon the help of others? Just how much help are you willing to take? Are you worried that if you depend too much on the help of others, whatever it is you're trying to do is no longer your own? That they gain a kind of control over it, a subtle or not so subtle influence. That sense of danger posed by the help of the other is what Dante confronts when Virgil comes and says, "I'm here, I'll help you, I'll show you a new way, but you're going to have to go through hell first," quite literally, because there is a dark side to the help that the other offers. There's a dark side in you that may well not be comfortable with being utterly dependent on the grace of God, that is utterly dependent on our relationships as human beings. As we go forward with the poem, I would ask you to try to keep in mind that as welcome and comforting as grace and help always is when we're in trouble, it can sometimes, it often does, almost always ultimately turns out to be a problem, or at least a danger that we know lurks below the surface. Why would anybody say no to heaven? The answer is very simple. Because it's utterly a gift. And in accepting it, you acknowledge your utter dependence on the giver of the gift.